Hi, I am excited to bring you AlleyCat Amber Ale. And so I picked this up, I think, probably because it was in the single beer section, and I tried an amber ale, red tail amber ale recently, and I liked it so much that I wanted to get back on my amber ale kick. So this is an American amber ale, which is the BJCP category 10B, and amber ales are great. I think that they're a great medium point between really light lagers and really heavy IPAs. And I don't know that those are the two exact ends of the spectrum, because where does stout fall onto that, I suppose, versus if we're looking at hopless and hoppiness, then those are the two ends of the spectrum. But as far as impact, if you want something that's really balanced and right kind of down the middle of the road as far as flavor, body, bitterness, all of that, I think amber ales really get into that mid-region. And there's a couple of other beers I think that fall into that category as well, but that's for another discussion. So let's get on to this amber ale. So, aroma. Wow, this is really mild, very, very malty. I really don't get a lot of hops out of this at all. I was so excited about doing this video, I forgot to look up the information. So I don't know what its alcohol by volume is, what its IBUs are. Holy smokes. It was brewed in Eureka, California, so that makes it somewhat a local beer. Well, anyway, great aroma. It's very malty, not very hoppy at all. Pretty well balanced. Let's see here. Appearance-wise, it's definitely a deep amber color. Of course, I never have white paper handy anymore, but here's my big giant BJCP guideline, and you can kind of see it's got a nice amber color to it. It's just a little bit hazy, but just a little bit, and it's nicely carbonated. It's nice light carbonation, not big bubbles, but tiny little bubbles. When I poured it, it did have a little bit of head. It has retained just a light amount, so I expect to see a little bit of lacing out of it. We'll see once I've had a couple of drinks. Flavor. Wow, this is really good. This is so incredibly well balanced. Well, actually, it's definitely on the maltier side as opposed to the hoppier side. So maybe it falls on the side of malts, on the malt versus hop spectrum. But I find that it's very well balanced. It finishes with a little bit of a bitterness, but an interesting flavor. I think they've done a really great job. And I think if I'm tasting any hops, it has a citrus quality to it. I can almost get a little bit of a grapefruity bitterness at the finish, and so definitely we're getting American hops out of this beer. But the malt is so deep and roasty and caramelly. It's pretty amazing. If you're a multi beer drinker, I think you're really going to appreciate AlleyCat. So it says in this particular style, we're always looking for for malt and hop bitterness that are balanced and mutually supportive. So I think that they've done a good job of that, because the beer starts out as it's got a big impact. It has a lot of body, a lot of flavor to it. It's very roasty and caramelly, but not in a cloyingly sweet kind of a way. It cleans up, and it finishes in a nice, crisp way. As far as mouthfeel goes, it definitely is a big hitting beer, but it has a nice, sparkly carbonation to it that really balances it out nicely. It even leaves a little bit of a tingle on the tongue afterward, which makes me always want to go back to have another drink. So as far as drinkability goes, I think this beer scores incredibly well. So overall impression, I think I've just stated that. This is a really, really good beer, incredibly drinkable. If you're a malt beer drinker, like I think I've probably said about 9 times, I definitely recommend this beer. It's pretty great. If you like amber ales, I definitely recommend this beer. If you're looking for something that is a good craft beer, I think that you'll enjoy this. If you're looking for something that's really heavy hoppy, this is not the way to go. But I definitely recommend it if any of those qualities that I did mention about it that are good are something that you enjoy. I don't even remember where I found this. Maybe at Trader Joe's with the in the single beer sections, but I don't remember. I don't think I've ever purchased AlleyCat independently, but it's from Lost Coast Brewery and Cafe. In Eureka. And I think I'm going to have to do a beer tasting tour or whatever that people do for wine tasting, but for beer, because there are so many big name and smaller but amazing beer companies in Northern California. Like, I just need a beer bus, not a wine train. Anyway, if you ever get the opportunity to do tasting in Northern California, just make sure, do your research and find them. There's a lot of great spots. And some of them are even close to wine country, and it's absolutely gorgeous up here. So, off topic, but anyway, AlleyCat by Lost Coast is really great. So I definitely recommend it. Share with me down below your comments. Is it something that you've tried before? Do you like it? And if it is something that you do like or don't like, if you have a really strong opinion about it, I'd like to know what kind of beer you do like, so that way I can kind of get a sense of where your loyalties lie, as it were. Because I think it's really interesting to judge people's opinion of a beer based on what they do like, because that usually colors their opinion about it. So as much as I can judge a good IPA, I'm never going to be like, yes, this was amazing, because it's just too hoppy for me. So keep that in mind when you're tasting beer, that you should be judging beer based on merit, and then you can determine if it's something that you're going to continue to drink or not. But there are plenty of good beers out there, really, really well-made beers out there that I don't necessarily like. So I try to be as subjective as or as objective as possible, so that way we can find out where the good beers are and you can try them if it's something that you're interested in. Anyway, thank you again for watching and have a great night.